Hello, Mark Nonigan, self-healing practitioner and educator, or dancer, aka Goldilocks. Emergent. Emergent is a very unique, special word. It has a legal meaning, has a medical meaning, and again, very important distinctions. Something that was brought out in my life, probably close to took my life because somebody wasn't paying attention. Actually, it was my older brother, the Navy SEAL, who explained the intricacies of the word emergent. And I'm going to talk about that word because of medical conditions. And what it means is not necessarily an emergency, not necessarily um, something chronic. It's emergent. Yes, it's an emergency, but different from an emergency. It's new. It's emergent. Okay, there's a distinction. Um, and an emergency can become emergent again, if you understand what I'm saying. You can be in an emergency and have another emergent situation. So, emergent for somebody with a chronic illness, especially chronic pain, can pop up frequently. And that's why there's so much problems with pain management and pain control. There was in the past. It's gotten a lot better, believe me. Thank you, Lord. I'll get into that here in a minute. Um, but yeah, if you've been following, I'm fighting a heck of a spinal issue that's gone on most of my life. Uh, Genetically predisposed, you know. Uh, what should I say? Not such good bone structure and stuff like that. You know, just not genetically really structurally sound, not like some kind of superhuman. You know, our family genetics. My mom's comes from the South, and if you know anything about that, there's a lot of they didn't get fed right and stuff like that, and over time, um, the structure of the bones became less than in other areas of the world that people grew up. So, anyways, kind of didn't have a great base for the type of life that I led, which was heavy lifting, working with the big guys when I was a little guy. So, 30, my body kind of just broke. And that's really the best term for it because medically, with my spine, it has had just about every type of problem that they have a name for. And currently, the scoliosis is on a level that they rarely see. So the fact that I can walk and stuff like that's kind of a miracle. And so that's why I want to get on here and say that. I know that I'm a miracle and I'm not going to be on here. This is not a complaint that I'm in so much pain. And it's what, 2:53 in the morning and I've been up since 2 and this getting a normal pain thing. And that's what I explained. This is reminding me of so many years ago. It has been so long that my pain was out of control. And it's not really out of control. I've got good pain control. I have pain meds. I have a bevy of meds. I have basically every med in the pharmacy that I would want. I have because I have good pain control, and they have absolute trust in me having them, and so do I. um, but again, it doesn't solve problems. And with opiates you get tolerance, and you have to keep going up the chart. Where I was before, for so many years, over a decade, to the point that my organs were failing, and even the fact that I came down and off for many couple of years there, it didn't restore my organs. They're still compromised from all those years, and now that I'm back on a low dose of opiates and in this extreme pain, almost out of control range again. That's why I'm getting on here because I don't know if I can keep control. I was in the emergency room last week. I want to be clear about these things. When I was in the emergency room last week, first of all, I went and I was kind of out of my mind. Um, I was in so much pain, I didn't know what was going on. I just, it'd been about 3 days. That was the other thing. I've learned that I don't want to tell people I'm in pain. I will hide it. I will do everything, and so it'll be last minute before I go to the emergency room. A lot of people are that way. Don't do that. Go right away. Get the help. Make those people do the right thing. Our medical system is all out of bounds right now. It does not work. It does not function. People are dying in mass because of our medical system. And I can't blame it on doctors, but then I do. If I was a doctor, I would change my system to where I wasn't killing people because they were waiting so long or not getting care for whatever reason. When I first got into this 30 years ago, my doctors, the good old doctors, they didn't give a shit. They did pro bono, whatever I needed. These new guys, they ain't that way. And like my current surgeon, this guy's damn near going to kill me. I mean, I've been begging for this surgery for almost 4 years. I've been misdiagnosed. I've had an unnecessary surgery, I see at this point. I'm thinking about suing because that's what they need. And people just don't understand that doctors are shitty. They're shitty individuals. Half of them go in it for the money, you know, and the other half that go into it to want to do good things. I think they just get burned out and hardened, and I met very few good ones. I met very few good ones as humans, and I met even fewer good ones as practitioners as of medicine. And that's a huge field. And I'm not a doctor. I'm not a medical person. I'm a massage therapist, but I'm a damn good one. I'm a highly trained one, body worker, and all types of other little things you can add in there. Nothing medical, because there's a legal distinction I don't want to cross. But I have a body knowledge that I have not seen in any doctor I've ever met. Because if they're good, they do their one little thing. The best doctors I've ever had only do their one little thing. I keep getting these guys now think they know flipping everything. If they just stick to fixing my spine, I'd be fine right now. But no, they never did that. So that's what can happen to you. You and I want to make this very, very, very clear. By the time they see anything on imaging, you're already suffering, if not dead. All right? You have to advocate like nothing you've ever seen. And if a doctor don't like it, fucking fire his ass. There's another motherfucker out there. There ain't a lot of them, but there's another motherfucker. Go find them. That's what life is. And now that I'm in this survival mode deep again, and it's different this time because I'm not sure. I'm real sure I ain't gonna make it out of it this time. Real damn sure. This time is just prolonging things. Before I kept hoping for a new life, not expecting that. But yeah, I mean, you have to put every fucking thing you got into it when you're got something that you're dependent on these doctors for, a chronic illness of any type. And then if it's pain, oh my gosh, good luck to you. Good luck to you. Don't let them make you suffer. And if you got to go get heroin on the street like my little brother did, check the fuck out. God bless you. I I think about him a lot. He got the not easy way out, but thank God his suffering stopped early. Because there can come a place where you're going to pray to die. Some people do, and it's just unless you have that where you can take your own life, and I've never had it within me. I've done a lot of suicide work, and I've seen very few people had it within them. You know, they can be sitting there saying they want to take their life. I can clearly see they don't. They want to live. Very few times that I worked with somebody, I looked them in the eyes and they said, I want to take my life. And I was sure they were committed, right? There's always some little drive of hope. And then in those people in my work, that's what I did. I looked for anything I could find, any little piece to keep their man fighting. Because this is a fucking fight, this life. And yeah, I see people cruising through it and having a good time, but they still got to work at it. And yeah, I always wonder why, some people get it easier. That's just the way it fucking is. And I got done crying about my life being hard. And I wanted to add in here, I just lost another person here at Hotel California. And this one was close to me. And that's part of life, especially when you start getting older. And I watched my father get so depressed with each loss, and I'm not going to do that. I'm going to get stronger with each one. They leave me here with a purpose and a reason to make these videos and to put out to the people following behind me, my family, my fucking daughter, who at the moment doesn't appreciate any of the shit that I did for her. And I'm just fucking here with the world. I don't want to be here. I got extreme pain. I have a daughter, which is my only family, who's being selfish and ignorant right now. And it is what it is. People are what they are. She can't be perfect, but it fucking still hurts. And she doesn't recognize I gave my entire life for her. My entire life during that period of time, till the time she was, even past when she was 18. I did whatever it took. I gave up all my rights to make sure she was safe and taken care of. And the person that took care of her, she doesn't even realize she gives that person all the credit and me none. I'm the one that made that person do it. Made them. I put the onus on them that you have to take care of my daughter. That's your responsibility to me. And that's why I got down and yeah, really upset. Because I had lived for my daughter. And now that she has taken that away from me, taken my grandson away from me, I even thought about that. Continued generational trauma that I tried to stop. And I am done working with her. I'm done. She either listens and complies or fucks off. I don't think people understand until they deal with me. I'm the softest person you could ever run into. And I was made the hardest person that you could ever run into. My older brother was a 20-year Navy SEAL. He beat the holy fuck out of me. He died, leaving me impressed with how terrible person I was and how much I needed to make up. And I agreed with him. And therefore, there is nothing that I will not say and I will not do to straighten people out, to make them better people when I leave this world, especially my own. Because I believe in myself and my offspring, not destined, but we obligated to change this world for the better, to remove some of the evil and to put in some of the good. And all it comes from what I'm going through now, personal suffering. Only through personal suffering can you relate and have compassion for others. Only. You can be the nicest person in the world and want to relate to somebody that's suffered, but you're never going to relate. I appreciate the effort, but still. So it takes people like myself and my family that's been crushed and stepped on to keep their clean heart and keep trying to make the world a better place. It's the only return we have for ourselves. If we continue the hateful pattern, we just go deeper into hell. And I've been in hell long enough. talk about spiritual things because hell's here on earth, and I'm really tired of suffering here on earth. So again, I can you hear through my pain? I understand that in this day, I had to create good for others to give myself something that will make me feel better. And feeling better is all we can do. Feeling better. I'm a massage and movement therapist. I don't fix people. I finally learned to tell people, I can make you feel better. That's the best thing you can do for anybody in the world, from moment to moment and every day. Just make them feel a little bit better. Say something a little bit nice to them. Put a hand on their shoulder, a nice calm hand, and breathe nice and slow for them when they're breathing hard. The little things. And I gotta give myself that. I'm knocking that shit out of the park because I'm physically getting where I can't move. So I'm not even getting out of my apartment very much anymore. So what few moments I get out, I'm looking. Who can I impact? Who can I make a better day? And I'm real fortunate that way. I got a friend across the street because this guy I just lost. He wasn't even much older than me. I barely 70. And get another friend across the street. He's 79. We call him Monk. His name's Justin. I've always called him Monk because he is a monk. Goes to church every day and sits like a monk. And gets into all kinds of troubles trying to help people because he's real not street smart. So I've had to save him from many ass beatings, including the other day. I'm like, Monk, just freaking stop with these people. Just let them go on their way. But anyways, Justin, Monk, 79, and the flipping guy, that's all he wants to do every day. He goes to church. He comes home from church. He's walking down the street, and he's looking for like whoever needs fucking help. I mean, anybody. And it could be the craziest homeless person. I mean, literally out of their mind. And his monk will go up there and try to help him out. Or it could be like some rich old lady in a store that drops something. It could be the littlest. And Monk could just interject himself and say the most inappropriate things. That's the other thing. He's 79 years old, and he talks like a fucking teenager sometimes, especially the women of all ages, which is even more inappropriate. So that's why I love Monk, because I have to be out in public going, Monk, you cannot say that to teenage girls, because they see that mommy there, she's gonna knock you upside down. Poor Monk. Some of these older guys, I get around them. I don't know if they're queer or what at first, but basically, I don't. I think it's been so long since they've been around women, they don't know how to act around anybody. So they get around me, and I'm like, dude, especially Monk. Monk, I'm like, dude, you got to stand over there. Don't stand too fucking close to me. So, okay, I got Monk all over there. So he'd be hanging out with Monk. And Monk's got everything to say about every type of woman of every age. And I was, Monk, come on, man, you're an old man. Get it in range here, It's like the poor guy never had a friend to talk to him and say such things to him. So it's very cool that I got to run into a Monk, especially. So as bad as my pain is, and shit ass little daughters being, and people dying on me, and me not wanting to live, I still got things that are worth living for. Yeah, I still got things that are funny and fun. But when I was in the hospital, I'm going to finish this off with my hospital visit because I didn't say I was suicidal. I'm not suicidal. I'm ambivalent. I couldn't give a fuck whether I'm alive or not. Yeah, I got good things to do, but my suffering equals it out. So, boo boo, I'm ambivalent. Uh, so, anyways, they tagged me in the hospital for being suicidal. And of all the people, they send a crisis response worker for me. And in the last month, I've heard of about 3 people that needed crisis response and didn't get it. And in fact, watched one happen in front of me. Police called it. crisis response should have been called, and they weren't called. And I get one. Want him in the emergency room. So I figured, what the hell, I'll go with it. And yeah, I had a great time with that lady. She thought it was funny as hell because she sits down, and like are you having any suicidal feelings? And I'm like, fuck no. I got a few people I want to whack out. Matter of fact, I got a list. That was it. She starts laughing. It's fucking facts too, man. Facts. Yeah. There's just gonna be people gone before I go. So yeah, had a great little hour-long chat with a lady about about our mental health system. Consider him on the behavioral health advisory board, which was even funnier because when we got done with the first questions, I told her that, and I said, kinda, I'm your overseer, so you better do a good job here. But the lady is funny, took it all cool. Uh, but yeah, come to find out, we had four crisis response workers, and she was an add-on. So I told her, I said, basically, it was because of my advocacy that they created your new job, which was true, and I felt like fucking cool about that. we could use like a half dozen more of them workers. Uh, Actually, not really, because those are only for suicidal. What we really need is what's the word? What's the one I'm so good at? Interventionists. We need interventionists. We need people that come in and call people on their bullshit, say stop, give them the facts of life, give them their options. I mean, that's what an interventionist does. That's what I do so well. That's why I'm not a good case manager. That's why I should never work with people ever again, other than intervention, giving them their freaking options, um, because that's all I'm good at anymore. I guess I just burned out on giving people their slack. So that's for other people to do. So I wanted to jump on here because some of this stuff has just been so deep and important. I know it needs to get out. The emergency room, the advocacy for yourself, the pain, before suicide. There's always a way to deal with the pain. Really, don't ever take it. Now, I'm not talking opiates. Like I said, I have a bevy of drugs. I've learned it's not all about my pain. My pain comes from different sources. If I can stop the source, I don't have the pain. So, you know, we're talking, what do we know, almost 35 years of well, patient medical experience. I want to qualify that. I never want to put myself in a realm of a medical person. Never, ever, ever. Don't believe in them. I just don't freaking believe in them. So is there anything else I want to throw in on this? That's about it. We just went through Thanksgiving. Mine sucked, of course. My Christmas is going to suck, of course. But it's not going to suck because I want to make it happen for me. It's not, you're not dependent on your family. And these mental health models where they put so much on your family. I mean, in the past, that was true for me and for everyone else because I had none, and most people had none. And my place now is even if I had none, it wouldn't matter because I've created what they call an extended family. So I don't think they put enough emphasis on extended family and friends, and their friends at some point become extended family. And for me, it wasn't even a choice. These people didn't even offer me a choice. Like it wasn't my choice. Do I consider these people extended family? No, they came and they said, "You're our family, Mark. Uh, you have nowhere to go for Thanksgiving because your daughter's being a little shit. You're coming out with us." And I had to say, like, no. I feel terrible because this shit I need to just lock down, and I don't want to be messed with nobody because of what she did. And maybe next year I'll be back out there, but if not, I'll be with a different family, and I won't let it get to me, and I will let her grow up. But I'm not perfect. That shit hurts, and yeah, like I said, I put everything into this one kid, and for her to, she knows that, for her to just throw my efforts into the garbage and to think that she has so much. And I'm saying this because I'm the last person she did that to. Everyone was coming to me telling me my daughter was acting out of line. And it's because she got my dad's inheritance. And I don't think she understands the feelings around that. It's my feelings around that. I made sure she got it. I'm still making sure she got it. There's only one person in, well, there's a couple, but there's only one main person in the world can challenge that. My father's, because he didn't leave a will, his estate. And that's me. And I think she ought to fucking appreciate that a little fucking bit. And yeah, I want gotta get some of this anger out. I mean, she's 37 years old now. I can't put her over my knee, and I never did. I did things like this. I talked the truth and let her take her pain. Always did. You know, she's 4 years old. She did the wrong thing. She got told, and she got to feel it. For me, because nobody else at that time was doing that to her. She had no consistency. I was the only one in her entire life that gave her that. It wasn't my father. It was me. I made sure my father gave her that. Little shit. Anyways, that's it. I'm gonna have a long day. It's market day. I've been up in the worst pain that I've been in years. That's why I'm putting this on here. And the only reason I'm speaking well is because I medicated myself when I normally wouldn't. And as a matter of fact, and I throw this in here, I was in bed when I woke up in so much pain, I couldn't get up to get medication. So I laid there for at least half hour. But while I was laying there, I was working my mind, reminding myself how much I have suffered and gone through until I was gentle enough on myself to slowly start moving and get enough because my body wasn't moving. And it was like, you've got to have a broken lower back before you can understand this. Because, like, you can't turn without extreme pressure going up your spine. It's not like something you can move through. And so, to have the concept to sit there and just gently keep working with it until you can, it's just not something you can understand until you've had it happen to you. So, anyways, it's the way my day started. And I figured, well, man, this is the worst it's been since them bad days almost 15 years ago when it was really broken, waiting for another surgery, just like it is now. So, and I'm a lot clearer headed now. So you better get on there and start putting out some of this stuff while you got a little clear head before you go into the surgery, which starting out feeling, yeah, I might not make it. And I don't care. I mean, I'm crying tears, and I will cry tears when I leave, but I'll also be happy because I have had enough. So that's what I mean. You can have all the pain pills in the world, but there comes a point you've had enough. So I'm gonna sit here and drink my coffee and take a couple of hits of weed, which probably is all I got left to pull me back into this world. Uh, maybe take a nap, which probably won't happen. Probably go to market just dead on my ass, and nobody will know I'm suffering to that. But I will have to get out there to get my juice for my own soul, because it don't come unless you go get it. And I know plenty of people that suffer and die alone with nobody caring about them, and that ain't gonna be me. Somebody don't care about me, whether it's a good way or a bad way. But yeah, there's gonna be a lot of people happy when I'm gone. But the thing is, the more enemies, the better, because I would prefer to have more and have more people breathing easier when I'm gone. Sons of bitches. So yeah, no give up on me. There's a bunch of motherfuckers going before I do. Half hour long ramble. Peace out.